Why do so many people force themselves to go to college? Well, this is going to be a video that I hope everyone can relate to, especially people who are going through the college process right now, as well as also tell you guys about my story and why I chose not to go to college. The first reason that I chose not to go to college was because of the money. And that's why I chose not to go to college, because the way that they teach us and the way they expect us to learn, I knew that that wasn't the way that I learned the best. I learned through experience and failure. That is how I learn. So I chose not to go to college because then I wouldn't have to pay the money and I could actually learn in a way that is most efficient for me. The second reason I chose not to go to college was because I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. I felt very lost throughout middle school and through high school, especially with the whole finding friends. I was very social, but I couldn't find people that had the same sort of values and were very like-minded. And so when college came around, I almost saw this as a chance for me to take a step back from all this stuff and figure out who I wanted to be, and then hopefully once I figure out who I want to be, I can find people that are also like that. And I'm still doing this to this day. It's just a lot harder for me because a lot of my friends who I thought were around my age and that could be good friends, they all went off to college. So I am still struggling to find people that fit my criteria of a good friend, but at least now I know what I'm looking for. Now also, like I said in the intro, or I guess the intro to this section, I said I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. I didn't know whether I wanted to go for business, marketing, entrepreneurship, or something different. I didn't know. And there's no point in me going to a college when I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what job I want to have for the rest of my life. So I thought, why not learn by actually doing the things, figuring out what I want to do, and then if it requires me to have a college degree to do that thing that I want to do, then I will go back and do it. But right now, it doesn't make sense for me to go do that because A, I don't learn well when I do that. B, it's not the right path for me because it costs a lot of money. And 3, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to go to college. I didn't want to surround myself with the people that go to college because a lot of the people that I know that go to college, they are all, partiers, getting drunk every weekend. It's not what I wanted to surround myself with, and that environment was not who I wanted to be around. The third reason why I chose not to go to college was the application process was really bad. So the application process, as you all know, or everyone who's been going through the college process right now, it sucks. There are so many steps. You have to take the SAT, you have to apply, you have to make college essays for each one, and you also then have to get scholarships, grants, figure out FAFSA. It is a huge mess and it is long and annoying. It was just not what I wanted to do, and this was kind of like the nail in the coffin per se, because I had already been feeling the same way I was feeling in the past 2 reasons, and then once I realized how annoying the college process was, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I am done. As well, I'm also very much of like almost a free thinker, and I don't like to be, I guess you could say, controlled by other people. And so when I go to this college and I did the application process, it was basically saying, if you're not smart in this area, you're not going to get to this college. Or if you're not smart in this area, or you're not well-roundedly smart, you're going to get rejected. And I hate that idea. I feel like, why would I not, like, it's okay if I'm really good at math, but suck at science or something like that. Or I'm really good at science, but bad at writing. That's okay. Everyone has different skill sets and strengths. And I hated the fact that our school system and applying for colleges is based off of how well you do in school on every subject, not just one. So that also was another big contributor for me saying like, I don't want to go here if they're going to make me take a class that's not even related to what I'm trying to learn. I want to learn, or not exactly learn, but lean into my strengths and then kind of build up my weaknesses as I go through. But I want to lean into my strengths to help me start, The fourth reason for why I didn't go to college was because I felt like I was called to do more in life. I didn't see college as the right next step for me because I had ambitions and goals, and I wasn't going to sit around and wait and go through college, then chase my goals. I wanted to get right to it immediately. I wanted to get to work. I have a goal of financial freedom, and I wanted to go reach that as soon as possible. Whatever the way I could, I wanted to reach that. And I knew that college was not going to be that way. That college was the way to come out of this place with, a huge mountain of debt, maybe have a job waiting for you on the outside, and then you're working for 10 years to pay off that debt. That is not how I wanted to live my life. I wanted to start making money as soon as I can and investing it correctly so that way I can live my life how I want to, not how debt wants me to or how the college wants me to. I wanted to live life how I wanted to and unapologetically. I also had a huge drive to go out and build something, like building a company or building some sort of business. I had a drive to be my own boss, to have control over things. That was my drive. That was my inspiration, my motivation, was because I love the idea of building a business and a company that will help me achieve my financial freedom. And I wanted to get right to that. I didn't want to wait for college and come out later and not have enough money to even start. So I just decided to not go to college and start on my business right away. The fifth and final reason for why I chose not to go to college was because I wanted to have my freedom. What I mean by freedom is I wanted to have the freedom of choice. The freedom to live my life however I want, to do this, obviously within some form of responsibility and some structure, but I wanted to have the ultimate decision on what happens in my life. And I felt that if I go to college, I don't have that decision. I don't have the decision of what happens to me because my teachers have the decision whether or not they grade me well, obviously I have the decision of whether or not I do the work, but it just almost seems as if I wouldn't have as much freedom as I do now if I'd gone to college. Now, right now, obviously, I'm still restrained in some sort because I'm still living with my parents, and I still have bills. I still have some bills to pay, so I'm not completely freedom. I'm not completely free. But it is just amazing to me that in maybe 2 years, after working for 2 years on a commission job, if I can build up a good book of business, I could be out making however much I want. My work is directly correlated to how much I make, and there's limitless potential with it, and I love that. I love that idea that what I do comes back around, and I also then have the choice to work whenever I want to work, take trips whenever I want to take trips, not work whenever I want to work from wherever I want. I love that freedom, and I love having that ability, which is why I chose to not go to college, because in college, I wouldn't have had that ability. I couldn't have done the work from, Bali or something if I wanted to go to Bali, whereas here, I could still work from Bali. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I mean by freedom, and that is why I chose not to go to college. Now, I know that everyone has their own path and own way, and some of you, college might be the right next way. I just hope that everyone who is watching this can relate to it in some sense. And also, I just hope that everyone who's watching this realizes everyone has their own path, everyone has their own way. You have the right to live your life how you want to, whatever you think is the right next path. I just wanted to give you a whole different perspective on this. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and God bless.